Hey there, I hope everybody had a great Christmas, Hanukkah, non-denominational holiday event. Let's just loop them all in there. Speaking of which, a common school of thought for years amongst people who do YouTube, whether it's your full-time income or it's just part of your business plan like it is for me, is that around Christmas and the holidays as they approach, you will make more money on your channel if you're monetized as a result of advertisers spending more money on advertising as the holidays approach. This is something I myself have said to people for years just as a result of seeing it in blog posts and feeling like I was experiencing a slight drop-off after the holiday season was over myself. I know that I've told people in Q4 you're going to make more money on YouTube. Make sure you're spending more time on your videos, putting out content on YouTube in Q4, especially as the holidays approach, you're going to generate more ad revenue. I've said this. However, until recently, I myself have never actually gone in here, looked in depth at the numbers, compared them month to month to see exactly how those numbers increase or decrease as the holidays approach. I've just been saying this as a result of hearing it a couple of other places. Today, I want to dig deep on some of these numbers here and find out if we really are making more money as the holidays approach on our YouTube channels. And I think that that's something that's important to know because it tells us if we really should be dedicating so much more time around November and December to putting out videos and churning out content in the hopes that we will make more money. If not, let's not stress so much this time of year about putting out content, and let's put that time towards pretty much really anything else, okay? Welcome back to the Moneybeard channel. My name is Rob Anderson. I am the founder of Moneybeard. I was not reading a script off my screen. I know my name. Today, we are going to geek out on some YouTube analytics here. We are really going to dive deep. We are going to compare month to month, sometimes maybe even day to day, and we are really going to try to get to the bottom of, do you make more money around Christmas time on your YouTube channel? I don't want to waste any time here. I want to go right into the YouTube analytics. Come on in here with me. Let's check this out right now. Okay, so here we are in the dashboard of the YouTube console, and we are in the channel for my marriage proposal planning company, This Magic Moment. We're actually going to look at this channel and my main Rob Anderson channel with my magic and my comedy videos on it. I really want to compare both channels. I really want to get to the bottom of this here. Let's go right in here to analytics, and we're not concerned with any of this here. Really, we want revenue. Now that we're in here on the revenue tab, I am not really concerned so much with the total revenue as I am with the CPMs. This is the number I want to look at for the majority of this video. The reason I want to look at this number is that this is the number that will tell us if advertisers are spending more money to put their ads on our videos. Just a quick recap on what a CPM is. It stands for cost per mil. That's Latin for 1,000. It's basically the cost advertisers spend when they are placing ads on your videos by the 1,000. So right now we see here that my CPMs for the last 28 days here, which is Christmas season pretty much, is $5.16. That basically means advertisers have paid an average of $5.16 to place ads on every 1,000 videos that they place those ads on. You'll notice also that this is down 7% from the previous 28 days, which is very curious to me. That's very interesting because you would think that advertisers would be spending more money, but here this shows that they have actually paid less. Again, as a reminder, the common school of thought here is that this number should increase the closer we get to Christmas because those advertisers are really trying to ramp up their efforts to spend money on advertising to drive those really important Christmas sales. This obviously is the time of year people go shopping, so all advertisers really do want to capitalize on that. So that's the common school of thought, is that this number should increase. Let's scale this back a little bit to the past 90 days. So upon looking at this past 90 days here, we can see YouTube is immediately telling us that our 90-day view here has actually increased CPMs 19% over the previous 90 days. So basically, it's essentially looking at Q4 versus Q3. And basically here in Q3, we were getting $4.70 CPMs. We've been getting $5.58 CPMs here in Q4. What is so interesting to me though is that you don't see an increase as we get closer to Christmas. Another note here on CPMs is that CPMs really aren't dependent on how often you upload. They will be dependent on the type of content you're uploading, but not how often you're uploading. And I like looking at this channel first because this channel is very consistent. All I have on this channel right now are marriage proposal videos. It's a very consistent video type. It's very advertiser friendly. We're not seeing a sharp increase at all as Christmas approaches. In fact, as I just move the mouse along here, we can actually see that as Christmas approaches, the closer we get to Christmas throughout December, especially starting with the 11th, we actually start to see a sharp decline here in those last few weeks of December, to where by Christmas Eve, we're down to $4.50 CPM, which is far below our average for the month. And then we see it slightly decline and then level off here towards the end of the month, and that takes us out till today. And that's so interesting to me because we're seeing this CPM number decrease all the way leading up to Christmas, which is actually Christmas Day is our lowest day of the month. And advertisers probably aren't going to be spending too much money on Christmas Day, I would think. They would really be spending that money leading up to Christmas, but we're just not seeing an increase here in the CPM number. So here's what I want to do now. I want to look at 1 year ago. This same 90 days, 1 year ago. I'm going to take this out to September 30th to December 28th last year. So this is Q4 of last year, and we can see here that CPMs were significantly lower overall last year. But Q4 CPMs are higher than Q3 CPMs, which, as you can see here, we're down to only $3.10. But let's go back here to Q4, and we're at the $3.58 CPM, and let's see though if there's a drop off after the holidays by looking at Q1 of the following year, of 2019. So here's Q1 of 2019, right after the holiday season we just looked at, and we can see that it's basically on par with Q4 of the previous year. So there is no significant drop off, only a slight drop off here in January. It's down about 7% in January versus December of the previous year. So there is very little drop off after the holidays, and the overall trend we see for the year, when we look at the entire year here, is that our CPMs increase quarter over quarter, with Q4 being our best quarter, but taking a very slight dip here in December, which we shouldn't expect to be seeing because that's just, again, not common school of thought as to what we would expect to see this time of year. Keep in mind though, Q4 definitely is doing better than Q3 though this year. We can see that just by looking at the past 90 days. Again, YouTube tells us we had a 19% increase, so that is good, but still not seeing that increase in CPMs as Christmas gets closer. Remember here, we're actually seeing a decrease there of 7% for the past 28 days during this December season. Okay, so we've looked at this magic moment. Let's look at my main Rob Anderson channel. That's the one with all the subscribers on it, and that's the one I really want to take a look at for the past few years. All right, here we are, the main Rob Anderson channel, the one that started it all for me, and I have really not been active on this channel, but the good news is that really should not affect our CPMs here. But upon a first glance at the last 28 days, what a difference we see, first of all here. And again, I just want to recap, this channel actually, I would say, is definitely less advertiser friendly. It's a lot of street magic, which is fine. I did some pranks, which really generally aren't as advertiser friendly as just like a magic or especially a marriage proposal video would be. I did a lot of comedy. Some of it was a little bit edgy, a little bit dark in some of the parodies that I did on fake pranks and stuff that were taking place a few years ago. So this really is not necessarily as advertiser friendly as the marriage proposal channel that we just looked at. There are some give back videos though. I gave, anybody that watched my channel a few years ago knows, we raised and gave a lot of money today. It was almost like a precursor to what Mr. Beast is doing now. But we definitely gave away a lot of money, so those videos are monetizable. We're seeing, for the last 28 days, $5.86 CPMs, up 30% over the previous 28 days. That's a major change over the other channel, which was down 7%. How interesting. On a channel that is less advertiser friendly, we're seeing higher CPM rates. That is very curious. Honestly, I can't explain that off of first glance. I want to go out to 90 days though and check this channel out. The past 90 days, wow, look at this. We've got a 45% increase over the previous 90 days on this channel. So Q4 on this channel was massively better than Q3 on this channel. However, this is, I don't know what, this must be a fluke. It's not it's not a fluke, or else they wouldn't be reporting it like this. I have literally never seen a channel report this before. I know kids' toy channels that probably wouldn't get this. A $56 CPM. If anybody can find a channel on YouTube that's reporting ever getting a $56 CPM, let me know. I'm shocked by this number, actually. This almost doesn't seem right, but they're reporting it, and I don't know how this happened. I don't have an answer for you. That was a really good day on YouTube for me. Okay, so with that out of the way, though, I mean, that's going to skew slightly, but still, we're only looking at a $5.44 average CPM. It's not like this is spiking our 90-day total significantly. We're showing a 45% increase over Q3. Let's back this out to the last year. Let's take a look at the full year right here for 2019 and see what we're looking at here. Let's take a look at the end of the year. We're ending the year much better, where we're seeing $6, $5, $6, $7, $6. We're doing much better in Q4 on the main channel versus the marriage proposal channel. This is very interesting to me. And I'll be completely honest with you, with the types of videos I do on each channel, I really can't fully explain to you why we're seeing such marked difference on this channel versus the other one. Okay, November 4th until today. And you can see just by looking at this, we're seeing maybe a slight increase in CPMs leading up to Christmas, but those last several days, again, as with the last channel, we are not seeing an increase. In fact, we're seeing a drop off here in CPMs even right before Christmas. Let's look at this channel, same channel last year though. Okay, here is 2018 on the main channel. Okay, we're talking about Christmas though, so we really want to focus in here on Q4. Q4 is looking pretty good. Just at a first glance, we can see Q4 is completely over that $2.50 mark at least. Whereas towards the beginning of the year, Q1, Q2, even part of Q3, we're looking and seeing CPMs dip well below $2. So we can see, as Christmas gets closer here, that we do have an increase in Q4. Let's look at Q4 for 2018. Okay, so just October through December of 2018 here. And it's not telling us whether we had an increase or decrease percentage-wise, but we can see that at least the average is up to 373, which is much better than the yearly total. So we can see that we had an increase, plus we just saw there was an increase. I would love to see the exact percentage though, but we can see there is a slight upward trend here as to where in the beginning of the year, we're right here, the beginning of the quarter, we're right here around the 250 mark here. There's $1.75. And as we get a little bit closer to Christmas, it does increase. It continues to increase. And then as Christmas hits, we don't have the drop off. Let's look at 2017 now. Okay, same period, 2017. Wow, CPMs dropped again, down to 284 again. This was in the wake of Adpocalypse, so that's sort of to be expected. In fact, it is showing the percentage here as being 3% lower than the quarter before this. So really not a major or marked decrease in CPMs, but it's interesting that there is a decrease in Q4 of 2017 versus 2018. Again, Adpocalypse though. Let me just break from this for a second to say that most of the talks that I was able to find on increased CPMs around Christmas were from 2014 to 2015. So that's definitely the pre-Adpocalypse era on YouTube. And that's when you really may have seen those CPMs increasing closer to Christmas time. All of the numbers I'm looking at are after Adpocalypse, which was sort of like mid-late 2016, I want to say, and I don't really have too much data from that time period because I was signed to a multi-channel network, an MCN, around that time. And when you sign with a network like that, they strip all of your old ad revenue data off of your channel. I don't know why they did that. All I can look at here, looking at 2017, we are looking at a pretty bad 2017. As Christmas approaches, that little week or 5 days there closer to Christmas, we're really not seeing any major activity there. We see a spike here on the 21st, 22nd, but those 5 days we were looking at originally, 20th to the 25th, we're not seeing a spike. In fact, again, it drops off those last few days right there. Let's take a look at the full year though. Let's look at the entirety of 2017, and we're definitely seeing Q4 of 2017 being noticeably lower than Q1 and Q2. And there's 2016, and this is so tough because this whole period where we see nothing is where I was signed to a multi-channel network, and they stripped all of this data off of my channel. Let's just start this as September 1st. Okay, starting in September 1st here, we are really, we're really not seeing anything spectacular here. I want to look at the beginning of December here. Really, if anything, again, we are in the adpocalypse period of YouTube, and remembering a couple of minutes ago from when we looked at 2017, major bad drop off there in 2017. I think that was largely apocalypse related, but you're seeing a really sharp downward trend, or at least a pretty steady downward trend there, running up to Christmas, and then as the year ends, that is not going up at all as we get closer to Christmas. Let me just give you my Jerry Springer final thought here on YouTube monetization around Christmas. Hey, new shirt. Yeah, I reshot this part to make it easier to understand. So, all right, in a post-adpocalypse era, as we look at 2018 and 2019, it seems as though overall CPMs are rising. They're rising overall from what it looks like, and hopefully that trend will increase as we get into the 2020s. As far as holiday CPM increases go, the data does show an increase in Q4 for the past couple of years. But it is curious that as we look at one channel and see an increase in December CPMs, we can look at another more advertiser-friendly channel and for some reason see a slight decrease in December CPMs. That I can't explain. Regardless though, and again, whether YouTube is a part-time or full-time income for you, I think it's important to crank out videos on a consistent basis. And if you want to spend a little more time putting out a little bit of extra content in the fourth quarter, September through December, I think that's a good thing. You could see a little bit of extra money come in from that. I just think you have to have realistic expectations. Don't expect to see double the CPMs you got the rest of the year, although we are seeing a slight increase in CPMs in Q4. So is it worth your time? Sure. Just, again, be realistic with what you're going to expect to get out of it. Regardless, as always, the goal of this channel here, the Moneybeard channel, is to help you make more money doing something you love to do, whether it's YouTube related or just your own personal business. Please make sure you subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. I crank out 2 videos a week here about creative entrepreneurship and helping out with personal finance to help you really make that money and grow that money. I look forward to seeing you back here in a future video real soon. Thanks for watching.